It's 7 seas. Okay. We're going to have a 7 seas. I like 7 seas maps. They might be my favorite, actually. Actually, each team gets a remap token for this match, Edmund, as it is a tiebreaker situation. So we have potential remap shenanigans going on. The bans are going to come in. 7 seas is a fun map. There's lots of room to sim, but there's typically like some good, action and stuff. It's not quite as spread out as, sometimes a little bit of naval combat, and you can kind of get to other people easier. Hit the salty waters, indeed. China, early ban. China's a pretty good ban, actually, overall, because with space, they can sim, and 7 seas is a really good simming map for China. I feel like that's not a bad ban at all, coming from the French. Norway on 7 seas, pretty strong as well. So, not a surprise to see that. Be interesting to see how much focus these guys put on the naval side, because you can play 7 seas without any serious naval players. You can pick, like, Persia or Scythia and stuff like that, and then just go naval, or even like a Mapuche, something like that, can play on naval quite well, and then you're not giving up your sim too much, because there's typically a lot of land as well as the seas, so these maps can be pretty interesting indeed. Spain's a good ban here as well. Lots of open space, naval traders, new continents. You could make a lot of gold with Spain. If you're not going to pick Spain 1 as the Ulysse team, you're going to want to get rid of it, because it'll definitely get picked in one of the other two, especially since they can actually play on the sea really well also. So if you're not going to take it, if it's not your plan to go 1 Spain, get rid of it. Mongolia, really good ban from Hansa. That's a bit of a target ban to get it out of Jack's hands. Bleaker, good afternoon to you. I'm excited for the stream as well. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody being here. It is good to see you guys. I'm obviously not a big fan of the stream schedule right now. I'm at the whim of when games happen because of the rejection. Could be a Molly Open. It could be a Molly Open. There goes. I don't know. I want to see somebody actually do something with Arabia before I am agreeing with that. So it could be definitely a Molly Open here. I think that would be a very good idea, Karna. No, it's a Coupe Open. Coupe Open on this is actually really good. So smart to get rid of Portugal, because Portugal could have been a great first pick. They might have been thinking Portugal or Coupe. Molly could be a good answer here, but Coupe very strong on this map also, because they're going to spawn pretty soon. They're going to generally have a quick settle, because the seas aren't so big that you can't get to land in 1 or 2 turns. And there's generally a fair amount of features and stuff to get the bonus. Yeah, Zhao got banned. Yeah, that was a smart ban. On 7 seas, you can get some pretty big setups. Yes, Ed, pay attention. Hey, Yellister. Yeah, a Maori Open is rough. They kind of set himself up for it, having to ban having to ban Mongolia to target ban Jack meant they couldn't go Norway into Coupe. Ooh, Gilgamesh. Is De Vries even in this? Oh, they might be. Oh, they actually went Gilgamesh. Okay, wow. Interesting. Maori's at its best. Well, I would say Maori might be at its best on Highlands, but 7 Seas would be a close second. They're pretty nasty. By target banning Mongolia here, you only could ban 2 of Norway, Portugal, and the Maori, and they decided to leave Maori open, and there you go. I think I probably would have definitely rather given them Norway, that's for sure. But I didn't mind the Mongolia ban either, so. Gilgamesh, Victoria, I don't understand the Gilgamesh stuff, but what are you going to do? Victoria is a really solid pick on this map, and then into a Gorgo as well. I was actually just going to say, if they come back with Gorgo, I think Jack would love Gorgo here. Just sim up and do a fascism push. Vicky's in Japan. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Japan ban here. To be honest with you, to keep it as a keep Vicky Japan out. So I got my second Moderna yesterday, and my shoulders tight. Oh. Yellister, I'll just have to agree to disagree, bud. I agree that they're very strong, obviously, with water, a little bit of water around to get fishing boats going. But on Highlands, if you've ever played them on Highlands, because Highlands is nothing but hills, obviously, and there's trees and jungles on almost every tile. So you're instantly, almost always, you're instantly settling 2-2 base with 2-4 tiles to work. Like you're literally working 2 4s and 2 3s and 3 3s, like in every city, and that's way stronger than working on the water, from what I've seen. My own personal opinion. They're gonna be playing on 7 Seas. Normie, what's going on, Bronto? Give us a wave. Just thought you were flexing your amazing guns. I won't think so. Mali and Byzantium, really smart bands from Team 2 here. Because, of course, if you're not going to pick them with your first pick here, then you don't want to leave them. I like the Russia ban, and I like the France ban as well. So I'm actually pretty comfortable with these bans, to be entirely honest with you. Getting ready for the hot tub stream. Yeah. Jayavra, ooh, nice. We're going to see some Jayavraman action. I like it. I like it a lot. So they got a Monumentality, they got a Moneymaker, they have Gilgamesh. Russia and France ban. Who are we gonna see here? Potential military side, like Coupe Gorgo is obviously military. Maybe a Monumentality Civ here as well. They could go with like an Ethiopia. Ethiopia would be a good pick here for a Monumentality Civ of their own. They could go with a second Moneymaker, like a Rome or a Persia here I'd like to see. Or even, I would even like to see Mapuche would be nice here. Japan is still out there if you wanted Japan. I talked about Tamiris earlier. Tamiris is great on this map because she's so flexible on the seas with the unit healing. That's actually very strong. I think Gandhi is a very big potential call here. I think that's a good call as well. The potential for Gandhi to come in here. I feel like I did a shit call. No, it could still come. They kind of want a Monumentality Civ maybe here. I would prefer to have Ethiopia, but Gandhi could be the one. I would take Ethiopia all day over Gandhi, but whatever. So yeah, we'll see what happens here with their next pick. Surprise, like no Rome, like Rome's still sitting there. Persia's still sitting there. Both really good 7 Seas plays. Menelik, okay, I called it. You owe me dinner, Yellister. I called it. I really like those picks, honestly. I think overall they have a fantastic draft. That's going to be hard to overcome this draft. We'll see what happens on the map. And then the answer back here is, I wouldn't mind a little bit more gold making, potentially. That's good. Can't really send you something. Hey, man. Hey, Japan. I think Japan was a really nice pick here. It gives them a second Monumentality potential, depending on the spawn. And then, of course, hit the seas, go gold. I think it's a smart play. De Vries is going to sub in. Okay, so that explains the Gilgamesh trade. I guess they were just waiting for De Vries to get home or something, and he's now home. And Anime was just stepped in to get the draft going. So that explains the Gilgamesh pick now. I don't know why teams don't play Gilga Kree combo. If someone doesn't spawn nearer than the 2Es is dead, good as dead. I mean, yeah, but if on 7Cs, there's a good chance that Gilgamesh doesn't spawn near somebody, and then what are you gonna do? Just sim with no simming bonus? I think Kree is amazing. But Gilgamesh is just like, you spawn, you spam war carts and hope. And then maybe there's a city-state to kill. Maybe there's somebody to go harass. We've seen it work, but I've also seen it just fail miserably as well. So, 3 minutes waiting on DeVries. Everybody cross your fingers and hold on tight. DeVries is famous for being the worst when it comes to disconnects and connection errors and relobbies and stuff. So let's just hope we're not in for a long, long day. It's okay. I settle on island. War carts won't reach me. Chuck. Alright, he's in. And of course, his mods are okay. They're gonna be okay. Looks like they're all right. Sometimes it gives the error, but then it does a check and it does mod versions okay, and it just goes. MJK just doing a mod check. Oh, no, this is when they're swapping around. Every time you swap positions, it does a mod check. So, DeVries... So they're throwing Tamiris up at the top. That might be for... to get generals? I would have thought you want Coupe up at the top for Admiral fight, but I guess we're not as worried about Admirals. All right, we might get going here in the next 77 seconds. Let's see what happens. Ooh. You like HS Scythia? Oh, Holy Site Scythia. I mean, there is a play there. I don't like a lot of holy sites, but maybe go get a religion with them. Obviously, if you get a really good holy site, it can help with your faith generation, which can equal more horsey, stuff like that. It's not something you generally see in the gameplay at this level, but I have seen it done. Yeah, it looks like something's bugged. You did a Holy Site Scythia once, pretty meh. I think I saw Falcon play one time. I'll have to ask him his thoughts on it. By the way, we're 102 followers away from 10,000. Hog. I mean, it's an interesting call. Like, you could go, like, I mean, if you're, like, free sim, especially on a big map like this, I don't mind it as much. Because you could just go with, like, even, like, a couple of holy sites in your first couple cities. And grab, like, even a Jesuit. And maybe a little Jesuit. Oh, where's Ready Up? Maybe a little Jesuit action. into being able to later sim, use your faith, obviously for horses as needed, but you could even use your faith to get your science up. Maybe faith by some universities to increase your tempo towards a later game push. Scythia obviously translates quite well to late game if you can sim. They don't have much in the way of simming bonuses other than a decent tile improvement. Kevin, the barbecue is wonderful. The barbecue is wonderful.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars.
What? Oh. Oh, there's just them checking it for a moment. Okay. Yeah. So I'm doing this tomorrow, by the way. I'm going to be doing the Sphinx versus Barking Gang quarterfinal action game. That's the best of 3, so that'd be game 1 of the best of 3. Should be a lot of fun. 3 years and 2 months, Ladmarks, with the follow. Nice. Nated, thank you very much for the follow. Good to see you. Okay, so the C's look decently sized. Nobody's actually on this one. Khmer is free sim as all get out with a couple of river systems. Absolute beautiful spawn. An absolutely beautiful spawn for Khmer. Only 2-1 base, but a 2-3 and a 3-1 and a 2-2. Horsies. I mean, this is insane. You go right out of the gate. You go Temple of Artemis into Pastures, Pantheon, Open Sky, or you could potentially go Camp Pantheon, but I would actually go Culture and get a bunch of Culture early. Get ramped up. That's a pretty beautiful start. Over here, tough decision to be made for Jack playing Greece. He's probably not too happy about it because he doesn't have a 2-2 base to work the 2-1 culture tile. He probably needs to move to here to get a 2-2 tile to work. He can grow into the stone. He'll have horse. And then if he can get a builder out, he can mine this up and get the culture going early, which would be nice. Problem with... oh, sorry, this is a 3-2. My bad. Forget it. This is a 3-2. I looked at this first time. I thought it were both 3-1s. Forget it. You go in place. My bad. It's in place all day. Opens up a good settle right here, actually. Builder first into a couple of ambers. Pretty good settle. He is on... oh, he has Chocolate Hills down here. And he is on complete free sim. Actually pretty pog. Scythia over here with a lot of space. Actually, not a lot of space. It's actually De Vries to the south of Scythia. So we'll see how De Vries plays it. He's gone turn 2 settle here with a 2-2. Going across the river to get a 2-2 with the deer. Pretty good setup, but he is going to have work hearts in the area. We'll see if these guys get a meet off in time. Important to maybe get a settle in here for for Scythia to have a forward action there. This is going to be the most contentious area, probably. Ethiopia had to go to a hill settle, so they're going to go to the 2-2 Sheeparuni. Not a very good settle, though, to be honest with you. 2-2 base with a 2-2, and they do have a diamonds in the second ring, but not a lot of resources for them. Not bad. They've moved away from their horse and iron, so that'll be third ring. Who let the dog out? Jack was in place, of course. Oh no, he did actually go up. He did actually go up to save the chop, perhaps. Oh, you know why? Because, oh yeah, he went up so he could put his unique district here. That's why he did that. So he didn't have to use the banana up to put his Acropolis in. So he went to here to do that, and then they can maybe buy him the 3-2. London has settled over here. A couple fishing boats, nothing special. They do have a 2-3 and a 2-2, and that's a good settle. 2-1 base isn't great, but there is a 2-3 to work. They have a wonder settle over here, but it's around the bend. They could definitely come and settle that eventually. That's not a very nice settle. Not the greatest expand options, honestly. Oh, wow, I just noticed this. Oh, no, they're on the same team. Yeah, sorry, I was going to say. Sorry. Okay, all the settles have come in. Let's take a chance here. Pop around. There's the Japan settles. A 2-1. Magnus chop all day long in here. Ethiopia settle. Let's take a quick look here. Where's Coupe? Okay, so Coupe is going to turn 3 settle, and he's going to be 2-2 base working 1-4s. It's just a small island. Oh, it's a 2-4 and then 1-4s. Okay, there you go. It's just a small island. It's got a hurricane rolling in on him. Might cost him the pop. Could you imagine? Taking a look around, he of course has Greece not far away, so he'll be able to set up some traders here and have fun with Greece. He's also found some pretty good land over here that he'll be able to come settle. And then Scythia's up there, a little bit isolated with Uruk close by. And then Ethiopia is mostly free sim. I don't see anybody around him. On the other side, yeah, he's wide open. And then there's a free sim Khmer up here. Looking pretty good. He's completely isolated, but he actually has a ton of space, so he doesn't need to worry actually as much as you might think. Not very good land for England. The expands didn't look great. Japan's up here on pretty crappy land to the north. Not much in the way of production up here. Could settle over here. There's a reef fish on Japan. It's not terrible. There's a 3-2. There's a decent settle here. You could actually settle on this side as well, potentially. And control this. And you could make sure that you keep Scythia off of the coast as well if you settled this and got going. It's not a very good settle, though. It's got a horse and a 2-2 in the second ring, but it's just not a very good settle. There's not a lot of tiles to work. I don't think I like it. I'd rather come here somewhere and then continue around here. Maybe you come up this way to settle on this side. This is a much better option here. I like that. Each team has a remap token, yep. De Vries did not go towards Scythia, and the excuse me, the war cart opening has not found anything yet. And so the warrior actually went north around this way, so this is actually not going to be a meet before remap time. I don't see any reason. The closest thing I would say to a reason to remap is that neither one of England or Japan have particularly good spawns. Not as far as the settle. This is a really good settle, and then this is a beautiful capital with chops all day long with Magnus. But there's not a lot of good expand options. Like, it's really kind of awkward. There's nothing here. It's a long walk to this. This is a great settle, but it's a long walk. You do not want to do that with your first settler. over here, like he could go 2-2 base, but a couple 1-3s. There's not a lot going on here. If you get Fishing Boat Pantheon, it would obviously be a big difference here. This would be a good settle for Fishing Boat Pantheon. Otherwise, it's pretty rough. They, of course, could go up this way. Oh, wait. Actually, so they've actually discovered this, actually, because this is actually connected. It was builder first into a settler. Let's check out our yields real quick. Turn, he's at 2. So the early race obviously is going to be Fishing Boat Pantheon. He would be complete. Look at this. Like, this is a god tier setup. 2-4-1s working off of a couple of he actually got this turned into a 2-4 by the Hurricane as well. Like, this is godly start. Even though it's just a small little island, you won't be able to do much beyond a couple districts. It's just godly start to just spam settlers and boats. Just spam settlers and boats like crazy. I could see potentially De Vries didn't find anybody early, so maybe they'll be like, oh, well, I want to find somebody with the war cards. Let's re-lobby. I think there's a good chance we see a re-lobby here from De Vries, or from Du Hansa. A remap, I should say. I think it's entirely possible. The A's have it, and it was, in fact, a re-lobby. So, combination of things. Sad indeed. Chuck had God tier. Yeah, Chuck was on a perfect island. 2-2-4s, 2-1-4s, and 2-4-1s that were going to turn into 4-2s with God of the Sea. He was literally going to have the best game of his life. Offbeat Grunge, it's good to see you, bud. Yeah, he has like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With Fishing Boat Pantheon, he would have had 9, 10 elite tiles. He would have had to get rid of 1 or 2 of them, obviously, for districts eventually. But that would have been a god tier. Because even if you don't get to do a lot of district setup and stuff like that, you can literally just spit settlers out of this city for like 30, 40 turns. Just start fishing them out. Like, dishing those things out like crazy. And then you can go and search. Obviously, there's actually a really good settle here. There was some settles up here. He's going to have close on contact with England. He could have done a settle over here close to Jack, or even Jack just could have settled here to set up trades. He could have settled something down in here actually as well. Like, he was going to have a really good game. But the reason, I think, 2 reasons big time for the remap here by Du Hansa. Victoria and Japan probably didn't like their spawns much. I can't imagine they would have liked them too much as far as the area around them. And De Vries spammed war cards and didn't find anybody. And if you have a remap token to use, and one of your strategies is to spam war cards and pray, if that's your decision, then it's probably a good idea to do a remap if you don't find anybody. But like I said, on 7 Seas, it's hard to find people. It's a big map. It is hard to find people on 7 Seas. There's a good chance. Like, you saw how many people had free sim. Jack had complete free sim on Gorgo. There was complete free sim for what's his name in the north? Jairman. There was complete free sim on Ethiopia. Even Japan was on complete free sim. The only place where it wasn't complete free sim was there's going to be a little bit of Scythia action with De Vries on Gilgamesh, and then there would have been action in the water. But it's, yeah. What is the Gilga Chad bonus? I don't know what you mean by Chad bonus. Okay, so Jack, dead center. 2-2 base work on a 2-2. Could go Edamanaki really quick. He could also just go in place, but I think he probably wants the 2-2 base. If he stays in place, it's actually got a really good spawn if it stays in place. But if he goes here, he doesn't know it, but it sets up a really, really good spawn. Okay, so he has not gone in place. Actually, this is really good as well. I don't mind in place either. He probably saw the stone and the diamonds and thought, and this is a good chance to be his horses because it's the only tile really it could be, maybe except for this one. So he's like, I've got stone, diamonds, horses, and another stone all on the first ring. I'll take my 2-1 base on a turn 1 settle. Even the copper. Like, he's got a lot of good tiles to work here. He's got a good setup. Like, he can even do like a campus setup with his Acropolis, maybe. He could go Floodplain Pantheon into a second city at a Manaki. Would be pretty gross. I'd love to see him do it. To his north is actually De Vries. De Vries, and actually, once again, Scythia to the left. And they actually might meet. This scout will go right and most likely come across this flat land. There will likely be a meet here. And Scythia will have to get horses online as soon as possible to defend from the Warcart push. So we're going to see that come. This is insane, by the way. This is insane. 2-2 base on a turn 2 settle. He's actually not going to have a 2. They're going to have to buy him a 2-2. And he's actually, by going in this direction... Oh, no, wait. That was actually where he was originally. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's actually turn 1 settle. He's going to need to buy 2-2s. He's only got... But he's got, like... You can go chop chop. Good expand this way. Not much in the way of expands this way. This is decent. Who else has settled? Just these 3 have settled so far. First turn, I believe. Let's take a look and see if we can find Coupe. So Coupe down here. He has not found anything yet. And he's actually gonna be a while before he finds anything. He might try and move towards Jack, and he's not gonna find much. I honestly think like this is right out of the gate. I feel like this is a remap for Ulysse. Sorry, John, where's the Vesuvius? Norma's on fire. What? I scrolled away from it. Was it up here somewhere? Above Muscat? Where's Muscat? Oh! You know... You know what's funny is this is a little bit like what Mount Vesuvius is in real life, right? There's actually... I mean, maybe 2, but it actually sticks way out on the water. That is actually hilarious. BBS so good. So good. So yeah, overall, very interesting. Okay, so we have seen a Japan settle. 2-1 base, 2-2s. Looks like he's gonna have a reef fish over here. Of course, I switched to and I won't be able to see resources until next turn because I switched over in appearance. He'll have some 2-2s and a reef fish and a regular fish, so it's not terrible. A couple crabs over here, but it's nothing special. His counterpart. Look at this. Look at this tease all the way up to here. So yeah, there's a good chance. I don't like this settle at all. 2-2 base, but like a lot of flat tiles. There's no expand this way. There's no expand this way. This is garbage. Like Scythia right now. Who's playing Scythia, by the way? Destoria's got to be crying for a remap almost already. Like this is. I mean, by turn 8, he'll be like, "Are you kidding me?" There's a good chance he meets him. There's no way he can keep on production to hold off war cards. This is a remap, I think, for them. Moved to a 2-2 base with a lot of fish out here. 3 fish and a crab. He'll want Fishing Boat Pantheon, of course, but he may not get it. But yeah, this, and even like I said, even here, Jack probably likes his setup a little bit, but he's only got a couple of good expands here, maybe. Pretty good land there. He'd have to worry about this maybe potentially. Jack wouldn't love his land. He wouldn't. I don't imagine Jack would be objecting too hard. Ethiopia also not very good land. Actually, really close to there, but really cut off. +4 campus potentially with the River Goddess setup maybe. But yeah, like really bad expand here. There's a good expand over here. One. Maybe one more here. So he's got 2 good expands to the south. He actually has a good settle here as well. Non-fresh. He could do like a bang, bang, bang. Something like this. Oh, wait. No, because it's Khmer. Oh, wow. Yeah. Khmer's actually really close here. Holy cow. Yeah. I'll be shocked if they don't remap this. I'll be shocked. Hey, Damery. Yeah, and this overall is really shitty. They can't really expand much to the south because Ethiopia's in the way. They don't have much here. They do have fishing boats. They're actually completely cut off here. They're actually going to be relieved to see a remap if they do see it. They can actually go north. They actually have really good land in the north here. They could do a couple of pretty good setups here with turtles. And campuses. A couple of really good campuses on a couple cities over here. But even that's pretty minimal. But down here, this is completely cut off and like no tiles to work. The mountains are killing him. And yeah, there's nothing here. Settling here would be like suicide. Yeah, they're going to be thankful if there is one. 4 deer, come here. Make a song. And a honey. Holy shit. God spawn anybody? 2/2 base. 3/1 1/3 into multiple 1/3s. Into more 1/3 1/4s. Into a horsey. Another camp over here. This is actually broken spawn. On Khmer. That'll be sad days, I would imagine, for Proppy. He doesn't have much in the way down here. Obviously, he's completely cut off from expand here. But he can settle. He can just fresh settle over here, or non-fresh settle over here. Maybe settle the water. Yeah, it's a good. You know what's funny? Yeah, 2 wonders for Khmer. But you know what's funny is that he's got an absolute, beyond a shadow of a doubt, god tier broken spawn right here. Okay, this is his god tier broken. And he has 1 expand here. But after that, it's like, maybe you build Adamanaki and this is good. Like, this is all garbage. Like, you could get something here and here. Like, 2 or 3 settles, but you're all in contention here. Turn 7, we should be taking a look at this. Actually, yeah. So, wait, where'd the first... Okay, so... Oh, so they found Jack, maybe? And they're sending all the war carts south. And then Scythia's going to find him. It's turn 8. They're going to see the border here. And they're going to know it's directly above Jack. He actually got a heavy chariot. It was down here, I think he got a heavy chariot. That's actually huge. 3 faith to turn on Chuck, so he'll get fishing boat Pantheon. Where did he settle? He actually got it a god tier settle. Even though if these had been 3/2s, those would have been sick. But look at these tiles to start. He has a really good settle here. He can settle something up in here. He actually got away with it pretty good. He's actually gonna like that setup. Scared. So they know where he is. They could remap this for sure. I would say definitely that I would on this. It's a pretty good setup, actually, as it turns out, for Coupe with this. He actually found the perfect spot to settle. But I think Ethiopia is just not like their setup at all. They have a really big lack of land. Jack doesn't exactly have god tier land. He's gonna be under pressure all game from Samaria. One thing is though is that De Vries would have to deal with 2 people. He'd have to deal with Jack on Gorgo, and of course Destoria on Scythia. Destoria's got a hate spawn as well. Nuke broken spawn. I know, Proppy flexing, right? Like, Proppy, maybe after last game, you do something this game before you start flexing. Yes, the A's have it. No surprise. No surprise at all. The next map will be the one. My heavy chariot was bigger. Yeah, his heavy chariot would have actually won the day. His heavy chariot actually wins the day. Why are you running? What are you talking about, Proppy? Shut up. Why is he running? They have 2 players with absolute shit spawns. It is 7 Seas, yes. So this map coming up is the one we're playing, one way or another. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Short of, I suppose, and 7 Seas is actually, if any setup, any map is viable for a technical remap, it is this map. You can, like, things like this can happen, right? Like, you see, like, mountains get to the water. So, like, if this had been like an island here and this cut in, like, it could very quickly become a technical remap because you can't do anything here. And if this was like an island or something, like 1 city here, 1 city there. Although I think that might be the rule they use. Do they use 2 or 3 city? I can't remember now. John, are you there? I can't remember. Do we 2 or 3? 7 memes. But anyway, this is obviously nowhere near a technical remap, but this is the kind of thing that can happen on 7 Seas, like this, that sets up the possibility for a technical remap. Is weird things where you get mountains cutting off. It happens quite a lot, actually, on this map. Classic Ridges kick W. 7 room. Nated, don't say it. By the way, Forecast, thank you for the follow earlier. 15 minutes earlier. I missed it. I guess I was busy blabbing. I was flapping the old gummaroonies.
Begins your greatest quest.
By the way, I did ask our very, very good friend Corny to join us, but I believe Corny is currently playing in a game already. Although, I don't know, is he? The game he was playing in a game. Maybe that game's over. Maybe he'll join us, maybe he won't. I asked him and didn't get a response, so I don't know. Maybe he's mad at me. Do 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 do. Ghosted. No, Corny, no. Okay, nobody's in the middle map this time. Lots of big long seas here. And right out of the gate, oh my god, look at this. Bermuda, would you ever dare step in it? That is actually hilarious. How you doing, noob? Could you imagine? I have never seen that before, I'll tell you that much. Settle options. Pretty good settle options over here. You could settle this and have some 2-3s to work. And then some fishing boats. Actually, you may settle, yeah, you settle this and set up the harbor. This would actually be pretty good. I'm guessing he's going to move over here. And then it's a quick muscat kill as well. He's actually going right, though. He doesn't like this enough. He's going right with the settler. He hasn't... Oh, wow. Yeah. He's going to like it down here. He's going to like it down here as well. Yeah, right there. Harbor set up. Yeah, he'll come down here and probably like what he sees. MJK Godspawn. Let's take a look. So Jack is up here. 2-1 base. He's going to go Magnus Chop Chop. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, Magnus Chop Chop all day long. Jack is going to be going off on that. Over here. Oh, wow. 2-3 base, MJK. He goes 2-3 base with 2 2s, 1 3s. Lots of resources to work. Actually pretty poggers. And he's really close. These guys can set up traders and sim for days. Over here is Scythia. He is going 2. Oh, he went from here to the copper to save a chop and get the 2 gold base. Yeah. He started here, moved the warrior there. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's got 2/2s to work. He can make this work. He could actually potentially go Artemis if he's got enough space. On the other side, Japan on a decent settle. We'll see how his expands look. Oh, they pinned the map and they've messed things up. Two base with 2/2 incense. He could work for a Pantheon. No obvious. Well, I guess floodplains would be a pretty good choice. And De Vries is not going to have a target other than I suppose he could take out like a Hansa. Actually, look at this. +6 campus in Hansa. Although, you know what's funny is if he doesn't do it quick enough, Hansa could start the campus. Could you imagine if Hansa like threw the campus down here before you could take it? Oh my god, that would be the saddest day ever. That'd almost be worth just raising the city. Look at all the campuses in here, by the way. If yeah, look at this. So MJK is gonna have a God Spawn start. He could do like a cotton settle here into big campuses. Oh no, he can't settle. Sorry, he can't do that because he's oh, he can. Well, no, he can't do that either. Yeah, you know what's funny is it's gonna actually break up his potential settles. Oh, did he move twice? He's turn 3 settling that. He started here, moved to there, saw the gypsum, and said, I'm turn 3 settling. Okay. I was wondering why he hadn't moved, and then it was like turn 2. I'm like, what? He can now settle this. It's got a good campus. He can settle this with a lot of luxury or a lot of resources. It's a 2/1 base, but it's a hill, and he needs it, obviously. He will be able to set up something here. He can settle non-freshes over in here somewhere. And he has a lot of space. He can come down here and even settle this amber and kill Cahokia. Really, Cahokia is actually a really good settle. It's going to be about securing this middle land. War carts are going to come, but he's got chokes and stuff he's going to be able to secure. This shouldn't be too much of a problem, but it is going to be up to him with a 2/3 base to get this done. Jack's gone scout there. Obviously the war carts here. It's not a very good setup, honestly. De Vries has got a pretty crappy spawn. Floodplain Pantheon can save him up here with an expand or two. It's pretty garbage down here. It's pretty garbage on the river. It's going to be hard for him to have a good game with that spawn. Japan's expands pretty crappy this way. He could do something up on the river here. He could settle like a marble over here. There's a lot of hills. That's not bad. And then he could settle something down here. So he's got like a couple of expands here. Maybe a cotton expand. But nothing ideal. And he will be able to get pressured as well in this situation. Before we do much more, let's take a quick look at the times. So there's a bit of a team up here. Japan all by himself. London spawn 2/1 base, 2/2s. Not great. Not great. And another look at this. Another godly spawn for Khmer along this river. And then Chuck did come and settle exactly where I said he should. He bought the 3/3, working a 2/3. He's going to have good tiles here and another one there. He's got the fishing boats coming in here eventually. Overall, and he's going to be able to set up traders as well. Like he can settle cities along this area and then set up traders, maybe naval traders with Jack. Yeah, that's the most likely scenario. Not the greatest land, honestly, for Khmer, though. Godly start here. He's going to want Floodplain Pantheon himself. Decent expands up this way. Decent expand there, but then he's getting into the tundra. It's actually not bad here, though. He could settle, like, the salt and here, like this city, and then the salt. Or even here if you wanted to. One or the other. 1, 2. And then another city here. And then non-fresh there. It's not ideal, but it's okay. And he actually gets all this for free. So now he would have to, of course, worry about the water and who's in it. London is up there, so he could actually potentially fight for the water, yeah, he'll actually have this water for free, so you can actually settle the coast and set up traders. So that could actually work as well. It's turn 7. Of course, there's no remaps left. It was double scout for MJK, 2-3 base. He's working a 2-2 and a 1-3, so his growth is not good, but he's going into a 4-turn settler, which is nice. Jack went scout himself, but he's got a 6-turn settler. That's the difference between working a 2-1 base and a 2-3 base. Is Jack started a turn earlier, went scout, and Ethiopia went scout 1 turn later and has a 4-turn settler instead of a 6-turn. Nice campus. Chuck's over here learning about... So Chuck's got all kinds of really good expands over here. This whole coast is filled... Look at this. Look at this, by the way. Look at this settle here. Boom. Boom. Oh, my. Oh, these are actually too far away, though. You've settled that. Oh, whoa. I didn't notice this. Okay, so now... Oh, wait, these guys are together. Sorry, they're on the same team. So Destoria will probably want something over here. So they'll have to divvy this up. Destoria doesn't have a whole lot of good options for settles. Like you might settle the orange. The orange is a good settle here. And then he could settle something up this coast, which isn't great. But he'll probably want to take one of these settles. He's got a settler in 2. My guess is... he settles this and he goes 3rd ring 4-2s, and then maybe Chuck settles this. I think Chuck's got to settle this 3-2s, and then this is a 4-2. I think that's probably the play, and then it gives him an option to settle this river up here. Maybe settle the horse with some good tiles to work. This whole area, Chuck's gonna have a godly game if he plays this right. Like he's just got a beautiful land. And absolutely nothing. Muscat's an easy takedown. Although if he takes Muscat down, he's got to defend land a little bit. But I think you take down Muscat. Or actually, well, Shingueti's not as good as City. He doesn't have this many fishing boats, assuming he gets fishing boat Pantheon. Nothing to disrupt that yet. Can Japan be double teamed? Where was Japan's photo? Oh yeah, Japan. Well, Japan. It's actually a separate river or separate water system from where Kupe started. So he has a little bit of help there, but if he will be pressured on the land by Ethiopia, but Ethiopia has to deal with this. It was a triple war cart opening into settler, potential Cahokia takedown being set up here. This is actually a godly city. 2-2 base, Pantheon tile, the truffle, the 2-2. This is a godly city, and it's going to be a war cart takedown. I can only imagine. It's even going to come with the free builder. Another warrior's going to pop out, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but that's going to be the play. Destoria with a settler out going into the holy site. Jack's going to get a builder online to get his horses, maybe? Come get his horses. He's going sailing, so he's got plans to go into the water himself, it looks like. He doesn't have a lot of space here, so he has this... he's just going to commit to the water, I think. Even though Japan's here, I think he just commits to the water and he goes and settles this... maybe he comes and settles the orange? Or is he going to settle this orange? Oh, you got to settle... Oh, no. This is the settle right here. Settle the orange by the 2-3. And then just long term, I would assume he's probably planning on going it because he's going sailing. Let's see Jack's... So yeah, he went horses mining into the sailing. So he does have plans to go fishing boats eventually. Or maybe it's just to get... Oh, no, it's just to get these up. It's to get these up is why he's doing that. There you go. He's going sailing. And oh, there you go. Sailing and builder into the reef fish. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, controlling this is actually pretty big. Because if he gets a really good sim off, he can portal. Each one of these 3 tiles equates to another spot. So one of them could, like, spin you, like, over here somewhere. And another one might spin you over here somewhere. And then another one might send you here. So he can... Once he gets set up, he's got another settler coming out in 1 turn. Fishing boats online. The Pantheon, the whales... Oh, man, he's just got a godly setup here. I mean, he's just got a godly setup. This settler is coming over here. Is he going to settle the orange? Yeah, my guess is he's settling the orange with all the hills. They'll have to buy him a 2-2, and then he can get mines up. But yeah, another settler online is pretty sick. The builder's out. The crabs are going. He is... Oops. Oh, no, he's only 1. So he is 2 turns from the Pantheon. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, he should get Fishing Boat Pantheon and be in unbelievable shape. Surprised no one's going to settle this early. Really good stuff here as well. And then, like, as somebody settles this, like Japan is here. They got their fishing boats up. Another settler coming. Curious where he's going with this. Yeah, he's going to settle the orange there. This already flooded. This already flooded once. He's going River Goddess. Yeah, River Goddess. Boom. Really, really big holy sites. He's going to have a nice setup. He'll be able to settle the coast. He'll have a couple really good settles down here. You'll have a good settle here. Like, he could literally just settle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could, even for River Goddess, settle something like here and just throw it here. It's not going to be an amazing city, but he can reach out to these tiles on a settle here just to get River Goddess on a city. He's got a wonder settle here, but he wouldn't be able to do that because of this. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. How did he get this? He must have jumped inside the... Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He jumped inside of the... That's an unbelievable advantage, because he could just build some units and just chuck them in there to go scout. That's insane right there. That's absolutely insane. Maori going for monuments instead of settlers? Well, yeah, you go monument in your first city. You got to get your culture up. You want to get your culture up early. The advantage of getting so many cities is that all those cities can work really good tiles. By the way, God of the Sea is locked up. You work really good tiles, you get fast monuments. Fast cities into fast monuments means you've got top culture early in the game. And then you just use that. Early culture is, I say it a million times till I'm blue in the face. You guys probably get sick of it. Nothing more important in this game than early culture. If you can secure early culture and work through the tree early, get to your first government faster, unlock, for your team, obviously unlock some boosts, and then there's obviously the key government policy cards that you want to be able to get to, getting to fast alliances for a teammate, getting to feudal for better builders. Better builders means more tempo. Get to monarchy faster. I mean, if you could be the first to all of those things, that's so much more tempo you have over your teammates, right? It's insane. So Chuck doing a fantastic job here, by the way. He comes up here with the builder in tandem with the settler to bang out the crab. The crab's going to fishing boat bomb here, and he's only got to buy 1 tile to get the whales. He'll still need a builder to do it, and there's a Scythian scout here he'll have to worry about. Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, Scythian's their team, sorry. Jack's about to get a Pantheon, or a goody hut there. He went and got his horses online for the team, and now he's going to go get the fishing boat. And then maybe he comes down here and gets the elephants online, potentially. That'll give him a second luxury. Oh, he got a trade. Did he get a trader from that hut? Oh, no, he hasn't gotten the hut. He just finished the trader, I guess, did he? I missed it. Oh, is that the... Yeah, so there's the no surprise there. The Cahokia takedown. He's instantly chopping out a war cart. Or no, what did he do? He chopped out something. Oh, he's chopping out a trader. Wow, the units almost died. He just barely kept them all alive. Japan Scout is here to harass, but he's blocked the chokes. He's got an easy choke. He's got easy chokes to block. But what he needs to do, what he's going to need to do is he's getting holy sites into shrines. Jack's going monuments now, turn 20. I like that. Get them out of the way. Wait, he only went... Okay, so he went into fishing boats. He's going to bang out the monuments and then throw the settler card in. Probably bang out settlers out of both cities now. Get to 4 cities. Oh, he chopped out the monument repair, maybe. Yeah, okay, that what it was. I like the play. I like the play. Obviously, he's going to give him faith as well. So if he predicted this properly, is that a quick holy or a quick campus? Yeah. If he predicted this properly, then he will have gone urban planning. Let's actually check on that. See if he made the right play here. Yeah. So because he sees this in this future, he goes urban planning and gets his Pantheon off of that. And of course he's going to want the floodplain Pantheon all day long here. Although, no, they already went. He wants to go River Goddess, so that's perfectly fine. River Goddess here. You could put Liang in this city, would be smart. Liang in this city would be actually kind of broken. And then up here, he wants floodplain Pantheon. His settlers on the move. He's going to come up here and settle what exactly? What is worth settling up here? Is he going to whip around here and just settle something like this, maybe? I don't know. So Liang 2. 1 production for floodplain and volcanic soil tiles in the city. The city's production, buildings, and districts cannot be damaged by environmental effects. So you go Liang left side 2, and all of these tiles, all floodplain tiles, and all marsh tiles, and all volcanic soil tiles will all get +1 production. So in this case, no volcanic soil, but floodplain, Lady of the Reeds and Marshes gives it on the floodplains, or sorry, on the marshes, but she gives it on the floodplains. So you would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This city would get 7 bonus production on all these tiles. Would get 1 extra production. So these would be a 4-2 tile. This would be a 3-2 tile. This would be a 2-3. It'd even give a bonus inside the city itself, so the base would be 2 there. So what you can do is, if you take Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, which she isn't, I was talking about up here. So if you take Lady of the Reeds and Marshes here and then put Liang in this city, it'll be a 3-3 base. And then all these cities, all these tiles will have 3 production and 3 food. Or sorry, like 3 food here, but 3 production, 3 food here. All of these tiles will be 3 production base, as well as this. This actually be pretty broken if you can get it. So yeah, that's the promotion, is right there. Floodplains and volcanic soil get extra production. And then, like I said, if you were to get Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, then you also get it on the marsh. So he's healing up here. MJK, of course, with a godly opening city. He's working 2-2-1-3 and a 2-2, I guess. Okay. Be curious to see what he does here. Not a terrible settle up here, but he's kind of has to back settle until he can secure the land from De Vries. De Vries is a long ways away. I like that he got the trader up here real quick, and then he can send the trader this way to set up a road to get cities, or get units from his back city to his front cities. I don't understand JK's first settle on... Oh, you mean settling here, you mean? Why did he settle this? My guess is under a volcano, and he wants to get the good tiles from the volcano. He projected it out. Coral into pilgrimage, very nice. And he has river goddess, so he sets up the river. I don't know what you mean by he had much better options. I mean, I think it was a pretty good settle. He could have settled this hill, but it's just a 2/2 hill. Like, it's a grasslands 2/1 base. Settling this? Yeah, my guess is he's thinking the 2/2. Like this, yeah, you're thinking like settle this 2/2 here with the 4/2. I think this is a really good settle here for him. And then you could throw the holy site down here, maybe. Commercial hub holy site or something like that. Yeah, I think this is a really good settle for him. Or I guess you could keep the stone because you're Ethiopia and settle this. Maybe that could have been... I could see that being a better first settle. You wouldn't want to settle the horse under the gun. Because he's Ethiopia, right? So he wants to settle a hill. So he'd have to have settled like this hill, or like something over here. I think he settled here to set up this settle. So you'd settle the 3/1 base, and to work the 4/2 instead of settling this. I settled this all day. I would have settled this first and then settled this, but this is the order. I would have done this as my settles. I settled this and grabbed the 4/2 spice, and then I settled this for the volcanic tiles, and throw Liang in here. Yeah, like this probably was the better settle first. It's possible that he didn't see that exactly when he did it. Like, because he settled and went this way a little bit, and then he settled and went this way. I'm not sure how long until he actually saw this up here. Like, he's seen it all now. Looks like they've cleared all this out. But when he moved the settler, maybe he didn't know exactly how good this was. Because, I mean, this is a pretty obvious settle. Like, this is pretty crazy. Incoming Gogoro. Yeah, there's going to be a couple units. He's tracking his trader with one of the units here because he's not sure what could be around. He doesn't want to lose the trader with all that open space. This is just a little bit of forward pressure. He's getting a settler out here. He's going to try and get some forward aggression. He's going Edamanaki, which I love to see. He actually did get Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. So this city is actually going to bang this out really quick. This is going to be a very good city for him. This city is not very good at all, though. But he didn't have a lot of other options, honestly. This little forward operating base is going to be good for him because he had very little to work with. He could potentially take this city out and resettle it for the +6 campus. I wouldn't hate that idea. Controlling Adusa also wouldn't be a bad idea, though, so... For setting cities, production would be the first choice. Good tiles to work would be your number one reasoning for settling cities. But good district setups is also good. Like if you see a +4 campus, you maybe want to go settle that pretty quick so you can get a +4 campus up early. Or, you know, maybe a good holy site if you're Ethiopia or something like along those lines. You know, settling a city to have a good government plaza set up potentially. Food isn't generally a big priority, but if you do have, like, if you can get like a 4 food base, or you know, or a 4/2 spice or something like that to work, you'll go and settle those as well because it's good. But no doubt. Okay, so Archer coming up, another settler coming. I like the Archer out though, and this city is going to bang out a 3-turn settler for him. That's pretty big. Like I said earlier, Jack went on a 2-city setup with the builder to get the really big tiles. He's going Magnus first, as I also mentioned. Chop the heck out of this. So the reason he doesn't mind going 2-city setup and then getting the tiles up, you know, 4 food base, working a 4 food, a 2-3, 2-2s. The reason why he doesn't mind a 2-city setup is get your monuments going on 2 cities and then throw the settler card in and have both cities build a settler simultaneously, and then you can get then you go settler into like builder, chop a builder, and then just chop the crap out of this into infinite settlers. He could have another amazing city up here. Look, he could just move Magnus around. I think Jack goes Ancestral Hall here. I think that MJK just goes like four or 5 cities in this area, leaves the rest for Jack. Jack goes Ancestral Hall, chops out a ton of cities, and then he moves Magnus around. Magnus goes chop here. Magnus goes chop here. Magnus goes chop here. He can just hop him around because he doesn't need to worry about audience. And then he could potentially even settle. He could potentially even later games settle something along here with setup over here. On Coupe. By the way, 4th city out. Harbors are going down. Another settler coming. An amazing setup. 4 population. Working amazing tiles. He's got his Gov Plaza down into the harbor there for a plus. What will be a plus 4 harbor. Eventually, this is going to be a plus 4 harbor. He can set this up into like a plus 4 as well. Is he going to settle this? It looks like he's going to settle this now, I think. He could, if he wanted, actually settle this tile, if he wanted to settle this tile. I would actually do it. I would settle this tile right here, 100%. It's okay that it's 2 away because it's a different landmass. I would settle this 2-2. And then this whale, he hasn't got the builder out there, but this whale can still belong to this city if he wanted to. I think that's what I do. Although, oh, I didn't see this. If you settle this, you have a plus 4 campus up here. If you settle that. I don't think he settles the marsh, though. He could do that, though. There's a plus 4 campus there he could potentially do. But there's also, he could also do a harbor set up here. For a, there's a campus set up here as well that he could potentially do. Oh yeah, Maori can't do that anyway. He can't remove features. Yeah, it's like, I forgot about that for a second. You almost got me. Yeah, I settled the 2-2 here, honestly, and it's got a really good harbor, and he can do the harbor adjacent. This is going to set up a harbor setup right here. You can do that like this. Give this another adjacency right out of the gate. I think that's the play. Let's take a look around here a bit more. Japan harbors going down. What did he take for Pantheon? City. I was going to say, right out of the gate, I thought City Patron Goddess because these harbors are really fast. I was like, he was like, to have them almost built this fast, he's going to have these like 4 or 5 turned in his expands. That's really, really quick. City Patron Goddess made a lot of sense there. Fishing boat is up. Pretty good settle here. Good hill. Once this gets a builder or 2 in there, this will be a good city. This city also quite good with a couple 3-2 bananas. So pretty good tempo there. 3 city harbor setup. Scythia on a 3 city setup. Getting, oh, he went Earth Goddess. I like that. Look at all this. Earth Goddess into a Moksha opening. He might go chop with Magnus out here some point. But at this point, I don't know if he has a play to do anything other than sim. He doesn't have a lot of simming land. He can get a couple more cities here. He can't really go to the coast now because Japan's going to control this coast. So Scythia is a little bit stuck. He's a little bit stuck. Maybe he comes up here and takes this city. I would imagine he probably comes in this direction. It's a little bit slow. Maybe he settles non-fresh and then settles like 1-2. And then that can give him a potential for like 6-7 cities to sim on. It's not terrible. Harbors are coming in hot in all of these cities. Such great production tiles. Maori's going to love his life. closing in on the musket takedown here for Chuck. Like I called earlier, the really smart play. He's going to have fishing boat. I get a refish here. He's going to have crabs that he can grab there. Really good. He can protect on the land this way, potentially even send some pressure eventually. The London setup is obviously harbors are probably built because those are the Royal Navy dockyards. The Royal Navy dockyards are already half price for him. Really nice fishes here. Going to be wishing he had the fishing boat Pantheon, but letting the other team get Maori, he took that away. Does he have horses revealed? I don't think he does. No. I think he's purposely not doing horseback or animal husbandry so that he can put his Gov Plaza down here maybe. Where is he on text? State workforce. He probably was told about the horses and he's going to put the government plaza down there in order to boost his harbor. Or actually, no, I would put it here. No, forget that. Put the Gov Plaza here, and then you can put a couple districts on it still, like that. This city's going to be desperate for spots to put districts anyway. Free builder for Muscat as well. Yeah. And it's a three charge builder from Muscat. That's a quick takedown as well. He just goes bang bang. That's gonna be dead next turn. Assuming he hits this turn. Oh no, he's just moved this turn. So next turn he'll hit, and then the turn after that he'll be dead. Okay, so he actually didn't. He settled here. It's fine either way. But it would have set up a little bit better harbor. It would have been a 2-2 base. But he can mine that up or something. I don't know. I don't mind it. Yeah, but he's going to be on 2, 4, 5. That could be 6. This would be 7 cities really quick with the harbors being built. Let's check out Pantheons. Sacred Path, because he missed out on River Goddess. So that's unfortunate for him. Sacred Path, it's not a very good one. Losing out on that race. This wouldn't have mattered. River Goddess would have been great there. And Sacred Path helps him some here, but not amazing. He would have loved River Goddess, but he had it snagged by Ethiopia. By the way, double archer set up here, blocking the chokes. There's not a whole lot that these war carts can do now. This settler's coming out. He's heading to the stone, I can only imagine. And we'll see what Jack does here. He's gone settler. He's going down here. He's going to settle the coast, I'd imagine. Yeah, he's going to settle right here, I think. Settles this. He's got a couple horses. He's got a builder on the way to get the horses up. This city's going to go bam. This city will just instantly peak. Oh, wow. And there's a 2-3 elephant settle here. Oh, yes. He holds this. And then he actually, what he might do. Oh, he's got an Artemis coming as well. He's going to chop out an Artemis. Yeah, so this settler is going this way. He's going to settle the sheep, and Magnus can go chop in here eventually. And then this settler follows down this way, and he settles this tile, and then he settles the elephants. 2-3 base, 2 2s and 2 3s, and he can actually buy out to this fish. What he's going to need to do, though, if he does this... Maybe he's actually going straight to the elephant first. He's getting that online. Got a craftsman. Okay, there you go. He's got craftsman. He'll have iron out there in the 3rd ring. He's chopping out Artemis. Yeah, these will be a great city. The problem is he's going to be behind. It's going to be very risky. Japan doesn't have any boats out, which is kind of weird. Japan still doesn't have any boats out. There, I called that, by the way. Muscat was 2 turns away from dying, and it's dead. Comes with 3 charge builder, like we said. We buy the fishing boat here. We're working... Oh, no, we don't. We don't at all. There's another fish here. The builder pops out, works this tile, pops out here with the bomb, works this tile, and this city goes burr. He can buy the crab and have 3 good fishing boat tiles working. Yeah. Fantastic. Really good takedown, really good tempo. When this city settles, he will be at 7 cities really fast. A lot of tempo. Oh, he does. Oh, he does have a fishing boat up here. Okay, so then he can't settle the coast then. He's actually doubling back. He's going to come settle this stone, I think. He's going to settle this stone, and then he'll come settle the elephant. Yeah, so he's going to have to wait. I don't think he can ever really settle this, honestly. He settles the stone. He has an iron back here, which he can get his craftsman online. This craftsman would be a little bit further away. He can actually get the craftsman out of this city as well. This is 2 really good cities, though, honestly. Yeah, I didn't see that boat out. I was wondering what he's going to do, because I knew he had already gone the with the fishing boat, so he's going to have lost that. Oh, and I was actually wrong on his settle. He actually settled here, and he's going early galley. That is actually pretty ballsy. I don't know why he... Oh, because he leaves this. He's just maximizing his cities. He's going Ancestral Hall, chop, chop. And he's just maximizing his cities. They may need to buy him a galley. Do they have gold? They have enough gold they could buy him a galley. I think they got to buy him a galley here. We'll see the money maybe flood into Jack. This settler... Oh, he actually has a trade route to Johannesburg. He'll want to control Johannesburg. Jack loves Jojo. And I think he'll control that. But the trade route going there is going to give him a road all the way around. And he actually might settle this then. Although he probably wants to settle the coast in order to help secure the coast, right? If you're going to go coast, you got to commit to it. You can't just build 1 or 2. You want to be able to commit to it. If you can secure the coast with this, you can secure this settle later. He actually has a really good triangle set up here. He's almost to that settle there. The war carts have essentially backed off. He knows that there's nothing he can do. They did get him a city here, and he was able to turn that in. He's actually just spamming settlers out of this city now. He's been turning into a city here, which has got a culture tile going. He's got a commercial hub down. He's actually got a really nice sim going. A couple commercial hubs placed. He did get reeds and marshes, like we said. We still don't... He went Moksha first for culture, which I don't mind. But he's going to want to get Edamanaki. So this city is going to be unbelievable. Okay, let me just tell you how this city is going to work. So he's going to get an extra production on all these tiles right here. So these are going to be like 3 3s and whatnot. All 3 production tiles. And then if he puts Liang in there, which if he doesn't, I'll just cry. He puts Liang in there, a Liang 2, and these are going to be 4 production tiles. Every one of these. Look at that. Actually disgusting setup right now for De Vries with these cities. It's actually gross. I get your point, Fat Dragon. I get your point as far as being able to see military score, but yeah, it's just the way the game functions. It always has, and it always made sense to me. All those tiles can be improved as well, and those are Sumerian farms. Yeah, exactly. He can put down his unique improvement and turn those into farms. This is going to be godly. He needs to get his granary up just so he has housing for the units or for the thing. Yeah, he'll put ziggurats down. He'll probably put a ziggurat down here to boost this, and he could do like 1 here and 1 here. He could do ziggurats around the edges. He could do ziggurats around the edges and then farm them up. He should have made the builder before the Edamanaki. Yeah, probably that wouldn't have been a bad idea, honestly. But I mean, this tile is going to 2-turn a granary. He'll spit the builders out. This city will probably 1-turn builders, to be honest. So it's not too bad. Did he steal a settler? No. He killed Cahokia and then immediately built a settler. Yeah. He killed Cahokia and he's actually gone settler out of Cahokia already. He's working a 2-2 a 2-2 tobacco, and then a 1-3 and a 1-3, and he's just spitting out settlers. And then this city here, yeah, this was an orange settle. Oh no, this is a cattle settle. Three food base, cattle settle. So yeah, he essentially gets a forward operating base. So what's going to happen here is, at this point, MJK had a godly 2-3 base settle. MJK is just going to play defense here, right? It's MJK's job to just not die. This is like on my game on Saturday. My job on Saturday was to not die, right? Noob to my right, and Torture to my left, and they were on free sim killing it, and I just needed to stay in the middle and not die until they could go kill the people in the north, and they did, or were set up to, and they CC'd. This is the same thing. Just sit here and not die. Feed the world, lay ministry there. Maybe evangelize into defender. Maybe get 2 more cities. Like he could settle up here in the north a bit. Like he could actually got a couple pretty good cities up here. He could come and settle like this hill, get all these stones online. Get all these stones online. There's actually a really good settle here, even like with all these styles. Get like 2 or 3 cities in the north, but just sim up and not die while Jack just goes bananas. He's got government plaza. He's getting builder out. I'm going to guess he's chops out ancestral. So you can see him getting all his builders out with Magnus. He's going to chop another builder. I'm guessing he chops out ancestral. He's got his setup here with his Artemis. And he actually put Acropolis here. Even though it's not next to the city, it's going to be next to the Wonder and get the bonus. That's totally +3. So really nice setup down along this river. And he's going to get this builder out and chop out the Acropolis in this city. He's going to be able to go chop with Magnus in here as well. I guarantee you 100% that Jack is going Ancestral Hall here, I think. Although he's already got 6 cities out. Maybe he doesn't. The reason I like Ancestral Hall here is that he can still get wider and he can move Magnus around to go chop. I would be shocked if Jack doesn't in particular. You need to complete that game, VOD. Was it a good game? I haven't completed it. It was a great game. Yeah, it was a great game. So galleys are out. Save the city. He's trapped this guy in here. He's going to get a builder and chop out some more, I suppose. Probably chop out the Acropolis, actually. Builder on the way to do to get that work done. So he's going to fight for the seas against Japan, which won't be easy, of course, Japan doing their thing. But Japan, he's about to get a 3rd city down. This is going to be a bit of a vulnerable city. It will actually not take away the potential elephant settle here for Jack. So if Jack ever snuck down here and settled this, he needs to push this off, but he's kind of slipped into sim mode now, so I'm curious about how he's going to do that. Well, the fact that he's got so many settlers out already makes me feel like he could still go audience. And I like audience for stats, but Jack loves ancestral, and I liked it for the chops. But maybe he's just going to chop out tempo versus chopping out more settlers. But that way, if you do that, then you can't move around Magnus a bunch, right? Like maybe you move him once. Maybe you move Magnus once and put Moksha in the capital and then move him somewhere to chop. But it's not worth moving him around to all these cities that he can do chop on. Heading to the river here with that settler. Entertainment complex going up. Some nice Kurgans. Not amazing, but nice. Decent little setups here. But unfortunately, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of good land. He's just come down here to settle... just to settle anything at this point. I think he's just settling anything. Try and get a sim up on average land. Finally getting more cities over here on England. Lighthouse is going up. By the way, let's check out the Admiral race. England is passed on the first one. The problem is going to be for Chuck, who's just taken the first one. Now it's Fleet Admiral, and England's going to get the fleet. The problem is is in this situation is nobody else except for Jack, who's going to eventually get harbors, maybe one or two. He's gonna get out competed for admirals is Chuck, because Japan and England are gonna both be able to get them going. And the problem is that if you pass and you're the only person on your team going for it, then you're at the whim of the other guys doing like pass pick or pick auto recruit pick, or like there's lots of different tricks you can use when there's 2 against 1 going for great people. By the way, how gross are these tiles? Muscat gonna go burr. Artemis got built. Adamanaki got built. He's gonna get his iron online for the boys. He's actually getting an encampment up. He's got good early stats because of Adamanaki and the early Moksha. He's gonna go Warlord's Throne here. I don't know if I like Warlord's Throne here or not. He's got 7 cities set up right now. He could go audience and keep his sim going. He's got a great setup with a great sim and good early stats. He can make good campuses. He can continue to expand potentially a little bit and actually out sim, because what's going to happen is it's going to be a 4 or 5 city setup here maximum on Ethiopia, and he's just gonna get boosted in the tech tree and protect these chokes. And then Jack's going to sim the crap out of this game and go fascism burr right through here and just crush you. If you don't keep up with Jack's sim, Jack comes and kills you. I promise you that. Like how you don't come and settle a city over in here somewhere with +5 campus. Like just, yeah, like you could actually go ancestral and get like really wide and try to keep up with Jack's sim. I feel like that was his call. Lots of oranges. If you like orange, right? Speaking of continents, he actually has a continent split that way. Oh, okay. It's interesting. Hattusa. So interesting. Hattusa is actually being controlled right now by Chuck. He might have done that for Iriscore potentially at some point. Grab that quick. We didn't check on Golden Ages. Actually, Monumentality on Destoria. Monumentality on 36 Faith a turn. MJK, of course. And Proppy on Faith. And then Culture. Free ink, culture, and culture. So actually Japan going free ink is going to give him a little bit of an edge on science. It'd be curious to see 31-23. Chuck's going to need to build some campuses or something to keep his science up in the race to Caravels. Although they all have their own seat of themselves, kind of, right? Like Japan's got this to themselves. If anything, Jack is going to need to kind of go top tree to hold this now. Jack's going currency. It's going to be interesting. Jack's going to have to be a little bit top tree to get to Caravels. Either that, or maybe Bermuda Triangle. If one of those spots goes to Bermuda Triangle goes over here somewhere, maybe then Chuck can come and work here and protect Jack on that coast, perhaps? I don't know. Hattusa placed their campus. Oh yeah, +5, not bad. It was +6 here, but you'll take the +5. It can't be kept now by Samaria, so he's getting a couple war carts up. Still no builder doing Sumerian things here is a little bit sad. But those tiles are pretty sick. He does have level 2 Liang in there, so like this city is just popping off. You fight Gorgo, you play Gorgo and fight all the way to get culture. Yeah, you don't do that in multiplayer. I mean, you obviously, if you're in a position you have to fight, you fight, but you got to sim. You want to sim Gorgo fascism is the play. As soon as he builds, oh no, it oh wait, no, yeah, Liang. Yeah, this city's improvements, buildings, and districts cannot be damaged by environmental effects. So Liang will protect all those tiles once they're improved. In addition to giving the +1 production. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what he did, yeah. But I'd have gotten that builder in position to start it anyway, because he could have still placed a couple of the ziggurats and put them in position to improve the farms.